Hi folks, and welcome back to Math with Captain Rod. I'm making this video here to talk about circles and what the general form mathematically is for a circle. I mean the equation that describes a circle, and how to graph them. So circles have a couple of very important properties. The first one to chat about is they have a center to them. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the center of a circle here on this picture right here. Now that dot represents the center of some circle. It has coordinates that I'm going to call h and k for the time being. This is not an actual point on the graph of a circle, though. It's just the location of the center. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle here now. Make this a little larger. All right, so here's a graph of my circle. And the first thing I want to talk about is how to, derive an equation that describes the circle. So here's how that's done. We imagine some point on the circle anywhere. Let's take maybe this point right here. It has coordinates x and y. And we're going to take a look at this triangle. I'll draw in green right here. The hypotenuse of this triangle is this animal, and that's equal to what's called the radius of the circle. The distance from here to here would be x minus h. The distance from here to here would be y minus k. And we can derive an equation for a circle just by applying Pythagorean theorem. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. This is the form, or the mathematical form for a circle. Radius r centered at the point hk. Any equations we have that are in this form, they're real easy to graph. You can typically pick off the h and k, you know where the circle is, and when you know this value, it's pretty easy to calculate the radius. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of clear this up and actually put an example right into this video. Get my graph back that I've been using. All right. So let's take a look at the circle defined by the equation. X minus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 4. And again, right above it, I'm going to write the general equation for a circle. And now all we got to do is kind of compare this stuff, right? X minus h, x minus 1. So obviously h is 1. Y minus k, y plus 1. So k is minus 1. And these are the coordinates for the center of the circle. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 1 minus 1. And I'm going to put this in a different color. I'm going to put this in green, because this actually is not a point on the circle. It's just the center of the circle, and I'm going to use this to graph the other points. All right. Now I'm going to compare these things. R squared is equal to 4, so R is equal to 2. Now I know you might say, well, this equation has two solutions, plus or minus 2. Radius is generally considered to be a positive value. Now the way we graph it, let's go to our center. We know that the radius is 2, and that means if I go 2 units to the right, 1, 2, there's going to be a point on our circle. 2 units up, another point, 2 units left, 2 units down, and that's typically enough to kind of sketch it. Not the best circle I've ever done. You know what? Let's use the, whoops. Let's go ahead and use this tool here to sketch a nice, almost perfect, whoops. Should be able to sketch an almost perfect circle with this. There we go. All right, so there's an equation for my circle. One of the things you want to be able to do is you definitely want to be able to find all of these points too, by the way. I just counted them down, but remember this was the point 1, negative 1. And if I drop 2 down, that makes this the point 1, negative 3. And then this point was over 2, so that's going to make that the point 3, negative 1. And then if I go up 2 units, let's see, this was 1 minus 1, so this is now 1, 1, and minus 1, minus 1. So there's an example of how to graph a circle once you have it in an equation in standard form. I think I'll stop this video here and just make other ones for the other examples. Have a great day.